still got that fuego.
Hey guys, welcome in Midnight Zoology here, leader of Midnight Nation, and today, welcome back to episode 2 of our podcast. We are excited to do this one. That first podcast we did, y'all blew it up. Y'all hit over 1,000 views, over 40 likes too, and it's like the most watched video on the channel right now, and it's not bad for a team slightly over a year, you know. I'm glad we took the time to rethink on how we're going to do everything, and yeah, but right now, guys, this is it. This is episode 2, and this one is PC versus console. And as usual, I'm going to just kick it off here, get my part out of the way, and, you know, make it easy for everybody. I originally started on the Xbox, you know, the 360, but that's where I went online. I obviously had a PlayStation 1 and a PS2 at the time, and I've also, you know, played the Game Boy, the PlayStation little portable device, Nintendo 64, all that fun stuff. But I'm going by what I like personally over PC and console. Console by far, well, you know what, let's start with the PC actually. The PC has the edge on, you can play almost anything on the PC, you know, almost anything, but you just upgrade some parts here and there, you know, put, you know, about probably 2,000 to 2,500 into a reasonable, decent computer. And you can have whatever you want. You can go online, you can do everything, you know, look up things, play all sorts of games and stuff. The thing with me, though, is I am going to have to say I'm going to prefer console still. Not that I have anything against the PC, but console has way more of my favorite exclusives for my personal preference, such as Days Gone, The Last of Us, Horizon Zero Dawn. You know, there's just a lot of exclusives and open world games that I like on the console. So, granted, Xbox 2 has some, like Halo, Gears of War. The only thing with that is, unfortunately, Gears of War fell off with me. The way they started making it, I couldn't do it no more. I was not a fan of the new one, and, you know, it's not the same original first, like, 3 Gears of War how it was back in the day. And y'all should know what I'm talking about if y'all are some real gamers out there. So, and honestly, it was disappointing. It was very disappointing. But there are good games everywhere. But for me, the more preferable one is definitely on the PlayStation. They seem to be, all my interests just lean towards that way. All the games I like, just everything fits better for me on the PlayStation. And I'm not even just talking about that, but there's like little other games too that aren't as high up there. But, you know, I feel like PlayStation just has more the, I don't know, I want to say it's necessarily more superior, but the way it reaches out and how it does everything there, that you get your free game per month. Xbox has its Game Pass and everything, so there's definitely pros and cons to it all. As far as that PC though, I really don't have nothing against PC. It's a great option. I've never been a mouse and keyboard type of person. It's always been a controller, so if I ever actually did hop on the PC, I'd have to use a controller still. It's just always been that way, and unfortunately I don't know if it's ever going to not be that way, but as of right now, I know where most of the games are in my favor, and it's definitely on the console side. But it would be one of those things where if I had to pick one, the consoles would get the 10 and the PC would get the 9. And not because I have anything against the PC, but the consoles definitely have more of my favoritism and more of the games that I personally enjoy myself. But you know what, guys, I've done most of the talking again to start this podcast off, and I am going to hand it over now. I'm going to hand it over to Midnight Warden, the manager of the team. Let him do some talking so y'all can see his perspective. And once again, thanks for crushing that other video, and we hope you like this one just as much. I'll see you guys in the next one, and this was Zoology, guys. Stay safe.
What up, guys? Midnight Warden here, and our topic today is console versus PC. 'Cause, 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 To be truthful, I'm kind of 50-50 on the situation, because I've ran both. I kind of understand the likes and dislikes of both hands. To kind of keep it, I don't want to say simple and sweet, because I do want to delve into a few things, but I'm more of a console person, just because I like the wider variety of multiplayer, I guess. I'm not saying PC doesn't have it like that. It just seems like there's more people on console to be able to play with. Which I guess nowadays with cross-plat, that subject may change. You never know. But I digress. I kind of want to delve into the console subject for a second. I prefer to run consoles just because I like the feel of the controller, the feel of how I can control it based off where I want to be. I don't have to be like right up on the PC's console or whatever with the keyboard and mouse or whatever. Sorry. I also like the fact that if need be, I can pack up my console and take it with me somewhere if I really want to. Whereas with a PC, like, especially like a built PC, you can't really just unplug everything and take it somewhere and plug it back up. You could, but you have to be careful with a lot of stuff. Monitors, motherboard, keyboard, all that extra pizzazz that you put into it. I don't know, I just feel like it's more capable and handy. For the PC subject though, I do love the fact that you can build and construct your PC however you feel. Kind of make it look pretty with lights, and like all the extra fun stuff you can put in there. You can add extra fans to keep it cool, add extra memory, all that extra fun stuff. Typically you can make it run faster, you can make it run smoother, get better graphics. There are a lot of better ups when it comes to PCs, but it seems like it's more expensive at the beginning, and a lot of people see that and don't want to run for a PC, whereas they see consoles only going to cost them maybe half that. It's all right there and then. Just bada boom, bada bam. I mean, I guess you could run a controller on a PC and be perfectly fine, which a lot of people do, I'm sure. I'm not gonna lie, I've seen a lot of people do it myself. One thing I do like about PC's game availability, it's not like with consoles like Sony or Microsoft or Nintendo, where they're all separated for like exclusives, whereas PC for the majority is able to play all of them. Kind of doesn't subjugate between people. It doesn't really subjugate between like Sony, Microsoft, and all that extra. It just kind of lets you play them all freely. I don't know. Again, I feel like I'm on a 50-50 situation with it, just because I have played them both and have enjoyed my experiences with both. I'm sure people are gonna have a lot of different comments on my end, but That's your opinion, I respect it.
Hey, what is up, y'all? It is Midnight Ketter. Talking about the new subject this week. Talking about PC or gaming consoles. So, first of all, I just want to say I prefer the gaming consoles over PC right now because I'm just getting into PC, and there's a couple pros and cons to PC and to gaming consoles. I'll just talk about them real quick for my personal opinion. I know that Midnight Booze is a PC player, so he might have different opinions than what I know about, because I'm just getting into PC. So, depending on what he says, we'll see how this goes. I know Midnight Zoology is a console player, so I know pretty much what his outcome is going to be, just because I've talked to him before. But other than that, let's kick this off. So, let's start with PC first. So, the good thing I like about PC is that, I'm starting off with Warzone, pretty much simple database, simple game to run. So, there was one good thing I really like about PC Warzone is that I can move a lot faster. I can turn around quicker. I can do everything with a mouse real quick. And then it also helps me fire faster, or have a faster sustained rate of fire, I should say, because I can fire a lot quicker on mouse and keyboard than I can on a controller for a game, or for a console, I should say. So with that in mind, that's why I like PC better. Also, I could do kind of a lot more on PC. I can edit my videos, stay on top of all my accounts, basically. Epic Games. So I wish that they put everything together on some sort of PC gaming store, just like how PlayStation has the PlayStation Store, Xbox has Microsoft Store, where you can see every game out for that system possible all in one place. You don't have to download multiple installers for just one game you want to play. But other than that, the gaming consoles, obviously they're depending on you and how fast your internet is. My PS5 just loads faster than my PC does. Just because, I don't know, I have a LAN cable hooked into my PlayStation at all times. I don't on my PC just because I have a starter laptop. I have the Nintendo 5 from Acer. It's pretty good. I like the editing features you can do on it. I also keep up with all my accounts, all my team's accounts. Yeah, so with that in mind, honestly, I'm going to pick a gaming console over the PC right now, because I can go and get a working console for $500, $600, and I have to go out and spend $800, $900 on a PC just for editing, but if you want a good PC, you have to spend at least $1,500 to $2,000 on a good PC just to make it worth your while. And if you're just doing a laptop, it is so much harder just to, let me throw in an update real quick, because you just can't update a laptop. Well, you can with different memory cards and stuff, but core processors, they're really hard to change out. So like it be better if you just have.
Hey, podcast viewers. Let me tell you why that PC is the better and more dominant during the console versus PC wars. With PC, you can literally do anything on it, not just for gaming. You can do schoolwork, work, literally researching anything, YouTube, like any of your social medias, and obviously gaming. And for part of gaming, you literally get better frames, better graphics, faster responses on the game itself compared to a console. And the best part is you don't need to carry AA batteries anytime. You don't have to worry about batteries. Why batteries? Who needs batteries when you can literally just plug it straight in? And then also PCs can at least be decent around $800. What can the Xbox do? You literally, there's nothing new to it. They say they're gonna upgrade graphics and everything, but everything's been the same for the past like couple of years now. And that's how I think of it. And then as far as console goes too, you literally buy one that's like $600 or so, whatever, and literally there's nothing good to play at all. As far as PC, you literally can have a decent build for, let's say, about 600 to 800, and already have like 10 times more of the games that you can get on Xbox or PlayStation off the bat. Not only that, you can literally play majority of the Xbox and PlayStation games that are also on PC. Now they say exclusive this, exclusive that. Well, those exclusives also are most of the time are also on PC too, as far as Halo, you know. PC is like the better route. You're more dominant in games as far as flicking and like reaction times, because you're not going to get good reaction times off of console. Like a controller, you literally have to use your aim assist onto it. As far as PC, you have raw aim, so it literally builds your muscle memory. You learn to get better as far as, because there's training facilities on PC as like aim labs or whatever the case is. Like you can literally have third-party programs to compete and to learn about your mistakes and get better and so on. You can't do that on consoles. I don't see PlayStation or Xbox or however the case is, you can't buy third-party programs just to even help you out or get better in competitive games. And also on PC, using a mouse, you have a faster aim, more accurate aim, and also you can hit shots that you cannot hit on console, meaning you can clutch more in games, and you can literally survive in ways that you probably couldn't in console games, which is also for the better part. But you think that's the best part about PCs? As far as a PC goes, instead of literally just sitting and buying one console and waiting for the next generation console to come out, with a PC, you can literally buy a PC and then upgrade it from there. You don't even need a high, decent computer. You can literally start from like so low and then build your way up. Like, as far as like consoles go, you have to wait for a new console. PC, you can literally change parts out. And what's good about changing parts out on a PC, you don't have to buy another PC. You can literally have this PC for years and years, and you can just keep upgrading. As far as consoles go, you literally cannot change out the parts and have to wait for the next gen console. I'm sure there are modders who literally will disassemble the consoles and probably input their own stuff, but nobody really is ever going to really do that ever. And I think PCs are the better as they go, because also you also get a better frame rate refresh onto it compared to consoles. Consoles are stuck to 60 frames, as PCs can go from like 100 up to 1,000. You know, depending on how well your PC can hold that. And for PCs, you can literally have multiple monitors and able to do other things while you're gaming. You can literally game and watch something on one screen, and then on the other screen you can have something also running, or you can run dual games. As far as consoles go, you can't do that. You can't play multiple games at once, or play a game and watch something at the same time. Also, what's also good about the PC is that with PC, you can get 10 times more the amount of games than you can on the Xbox. As for PC, literally has every game. It's like Steam, Ubisoft, all that stuff. Like Steam even has summer sales, winter sales, like all that. You can get cheap games. What can Xbox and PlayStation do? Have their little little thing that you gotta pay for or whatever. You don't have to pay for anything for Steam. Steam's free, and majority of the games in Steam are also free. And games that were $60, $30, I've bought games that were like $2 for a full game. One of the classics, like Left 4 Dead, like that was a $2 game that I got. It was not that expensive at all, and that was the best part about Steam too, is their summer sales and their winter sales that they always do. And it's not just the basic games that you can do, it's like even their like collector edition versions or whatever the case is too. Also, as far as PC goes, you can literally design your own PC and like customize it to the way you want. You can't do that with the Xbox or whatever. You either have to wait for a whole console to come out that is limited edition or whatever the case is, and you can't change the plates off of the PlayStations unless you mod it and like take it apart and like all that stuff. As far as PC goes, you can choose the difference of the casing, which casings also have a huge part to make sure you're not literally overheating your system. But regards to that, you can literally put LEDs, even a small little monitor inside, coolant, all that. And then for your mouse, you can like have different kind of mouses, in a sense. Like I use like 4 different mouses just for like specific different things to do. And then as far as keyboards go too, you can literally change out your keycaps. It's like essentially like with the controller you put on grips, but you can change out your whole keyboard setup, like switches, keycaps, the wirings into it, and they're not even hard to even do at all. And that is my personal opinion why PCs are better than consoles.